It's a 10th anniversary for Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh. And tonight, presented by AHN, Pittsburgh Riverhounds hosting Rio Grande Valley FC. Good evening, Matt Peterson with USL Championship, second all-time leading goal scorer, Corey Herzog. We should have a great matchup tonight. But first, Corey, let's look at the standings. Pittsburgh currently in 5th.
Yeah, you usually don't see that earlier in the season and all that, but a big surprise is Charleston sitting at the top of the table.
Just the second home game all year for Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, in the West, RGV, a lot of low-scoring games, 3 draws and a win.
Yeah, if you're not going to score goals, you're not going to climb the table, so hopefully they can fix that tonight.
Some of the big faces have left Pittsburgh in recent seasons, and they went on the road last week, had a tough one at Colorado Springs. This was a really choppy game.
Yeah, it's a really choppy game, and getting a red card in that game is not going to up your chances, especially in Colorado, where it's hard to go and play and hard to come out with any points there.
Bob Lilly said we were feeling momentum heading into halftime, but the second yellow really changed the game on Ordonez. A tough night against a high-scoring team, and eventually, after the red card, down to 10 men, this was Romario Williams in the 80th minute for Colorado Springs.
Yeah, in the 80th minute, Colorado just kept going and finally got that breakthrough. And once they score, you're hard to come away from there with some points.
For Pittsburgh, Kenardo Forbes is now the face of the team, the longest tenured player on Pittsburgh, and he's the USL Championship all-time assist man with 55.
Yeah, and if Pittsburgh wants to win tonight and get that win, they're going to need Forbes to show up, get those assists, and create a lot for their forwards up top.
For RGVFC, he has been with LA Galaxy 2 for the last few seasons, came over in the offseason. He leads RGV with 2 goals.
Yeah, Davila is a very good player, smart player, and with the 2 goals, he's leading his team. Hopefully he can get one tonight and lead them to 3 points.
West meets East tonight. Last year, RGV beat Pittsburgh 1-0 on a 100-degree day in the RGV of Texas. Tonight, Pittsburgh looks for payback. It's the Riverhounds and the Toros. Kickoff from Pittsburgh is next.
At AHN, we see you when everything's going great, and when that's not the case at all. We see you needing expert care every single day, and excited for all that's to come. At AHN, we see you.
Let's go, come on. I love a new color and a new game. I like to switch it up, wherever my mood takes me. I'm always just doing me. And today, I'm me loving the PA Lottery. The games have become a part of me. They make me happy. They get me excited. And when I want to try something new, I'll just go to another, and then another, and another.
There's a lot of love for the Pennsylvania Lottery. And when you see how fun it is, you'll understand why.
It's said we make 35,000 decisions a day. That's a lot to keep track of. But with the right insights from citizens, the money decisions feel easier.
The first thing I'm gonna do at the Museum of Play is scale the beanstalk. No, wait, the giant Etch-a-Sketch. Yes, maybe the video game arcade. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm riding the choo-choo. Whoop, whoop! Yeah, the Museum of Play really is the ultimate place to train.
Get it?
With so much to do and see, everyone loves the strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York.
There's the starting lineups presented by Armina Stone. And starting lineups tonight for Pittsburgh. A few decisions for Bob Lilly after 2 red cards last week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with the 3 subs coming in, how they're going to get through the first 15 minutes and get used to each other.
Edward Kizza, Joe Farrell returns, and Danny Rovira in for Mertz. And Ordonez both suspended, and moving to the bench from last week is Trevor Zvezluts. For RGV under Wilmer Cabrera, a few notables for his team. 2 changes from the team that won at Detroit. Gabriel Benitez from Venezuela makes his USL Championship debut, and Juan David Cabezas returns to the lineup.
Yeah, it'll be interesting seeing Benitez come in his USL debut, see what he can bring to that midfield for RGV.
These teams met once last year in the RGV Heat, a 1-0 win. And it should be a cagey affair between 2 veteran coaches. Wilmer Cabrera has been around the game a long time at the coaching level. Bob Lilly, the winningest coach in USL Championship history. And you know, as a former player, they want to celebrate 10 years at Highmark Stadium with 3 points.
Yeah, when you have that 10th anniversary, you're home, you got the fans, you lost your last game in Colorado, you want to bring home a win and 3 points to the home fans.
There's the younger Wilmer Cabrera, the son of head coach Wilmer Cabrera, who played at a World Cup with the Colombian national team, and his son is now making his 5th start in as many games. Jose Torres gets the start as well, former U.S. national team member. A Saturday night in Pittsburgh, one of the best backdrops in the entire USL Championship, right here at Highmark Stadium.
Yeah, I played 2 years there. It was a very exciting place to go. The fans are great, and I mean, look at that view. You can't get anything better than that in the USL.
Sergei Demanchuk is our referee, and we're underway from Highmark Stadium. Now, Pittsburgh trying to put a tough night at Colorado Springs behind them. They were reduced to 9 men, fell on the road. RGV looking to carry momentum from a 1-0 win at Detroit last week. What will you be watching for early on here, Corey?
Yeah, just see how Pittsburgh can get into that new formation that they were not used to coming into this game. Just see how the players will gel together, get through the first 15 minutes. And with RGV, you want to try to get into Pittsburgh. You want to try to get them on their heels, try to get that early goal to bring them out of that defensive shell that they like.
Good atmosphere inside Highmark Stadium. Opened April 13th, 2013. Clearance from Joe Farrell. And now the keys to the game presented by IC Light.
Yeah, like we said, Pittsburgh executing that new system, the 3-back, coming from 4 to 3, and just seeing how the players in the midfield can join together and just see how they can play together.
And for RGV, starting early away from home.
Yeah, and playing in Pittsburgh under Bob Lilly, you want to try to get that opening goal, because you know when Bob Lilly and Pittsburgh score first, it's hard to break them down.
Both teams low scoring this season. Alberdicqua had a hat trick against Memphis on the road, and this is a team that's only lost once, but still trying to find their goal-scoring boots. 2 big names have departed, Russell Cicerone and Alex Dixon, both having very good years. And Bob Lilly was very honest with us in our conversation this week. He said we need to create more chances. We need to get more numbers forward. It's kind of fallen too much on the shoulders of Diqua in the first 5 games.
Yeah, and that's where you want Forbes to come in. I mean, he's a veteran in this league. Obviously has a lot of assists, leads the USL in assists. You want him on the ball. You want him creating. You want to find him and get that confidence up with the guys around him. And if Forbes gets on the ball, you know good things are going to happen.
We saw Juan David Cabezas, veteran Colombia, and he starred for the Houston Dynamo 2017 when Wilmer Cabrera was in charge. They went to the Western Conference Championship. Had a knee injury, never could get quite back to his full form, but he's found a home with RGV under Cabrera. There's a ball over the top, good defending. It's cleared out near the corner flag, and a corner kick coming to Pittsburgh here inside 3 minutes.
Yeah, you can see Pittsburgh early on trying to get in behind with those long balls. With the speed of Diqua and the forwards up there, it'll get very dangerous for them to get in behind and get into those chances created.
Here is the all-time assist man. Kenardo Forbes, 34-year-old Played with Bob Lilly at Rochester before coming to Pittsburgh. Driven to the near post and headed clear by RGV. Rovira faked it with his right. He drives it with his left, and it's headed wide. 2 good looks there for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and if Deco can get that on goal, you never know what could happen, but it's a good start. It's good chances early, and it'll be good for Pittsburgh to just build on that and get some confidence into this game.
Trains rolling through beside Highmark Stadium to see this look.
Yeah, it's a tough finish, but if he can get that down near post, it could be 1-0 early on.
We saw Tyler Derrick restart it, former Houston Dynamo man. He's also found a home. Several players that were with the Dynamo under Wilmer Cabrera, now with him at RGVFC. They went to the playoffs last year. And Bob Lilly was very complimentary of Wilmer Cabrera. He said they lost their form, their playoff form, the years he was not there. He returned last season, gets them back to the playoffs, and would love to do so here in 2023. He also was unsure, Corey, of how they would play tactically. That's a great diagonal. Look at that switch of 50 yards. And it's a chance here for the Toros. Slipped through and just a bit too heavy. Intended for Wilmer Cabrera.
Yeah, it was good play by RGV. Long ball, not sure if he knew exactly where it was going, but Cristiano Francois turns it into a good ball. Unlucky on the pass and almost a good chance for RGV.
Well, here is the dilemma that Bob Lilly had, thinking about how RGV was going to play. He said, if they watch the tape of Colorado Springs, they might press us because they give us issues. But they've also been a very good team sitting back and counterattacking. Here's Deekwood going shoulder to shoulder. And it is out for a corner kick. As he went there against Regno Dars. Corner kick Pittsburgh, 2nd and 5 minutes. Connor Forbes will deliver, and Coach Lilly said he's had so many different roles this season, depending on the opponent. Sometimes he's higher in midfield, sometimes he has to sit deeper. Corner kick for Forbes. Was it deflected? It was. A 3rd corner coming here in the early stages.
You can see off the last 2 corner kicks, they're looking like they're trying to go near post with that low-driven ball. Interesting to see if that's what their plan was this week.
Near post again, Juan David Cabezas heads away. Edge of the box. Good balance in there. Kizza. Oh, a good takeover here. It's on for Pittsburgh. Appeals for a penalty. Good view there. And it's out for a goal kick. Sergei Demanchuk, the referee, had a good view of that penalty claim from Albert Deekwa.
As a forward, you want to get that call early in the game. Looks like Deekwa does get some contact, but might not be enough for the ref to call that one.
It seemed like the wing back, Jonathan Ricketts, slid inside. Did you see enough for a penalty there?
Not that early in the game. I think it was a good no call. But as a forward, you're always going to want to get that call and get on the board early.
The official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.selectsportamerica.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Busy night for the Trains near Highmark Stadium. Free kick given. The bar will restart. I also feel on that penalty shout, it was 2 players even. You had Ricketts going step for step. It's one thing if you're behind late and you give a little push, that penalty is probably given, but it would seem like a 50-50 ball. Both players would say they had a right to the ball.
Yeah, definitely, and that's where maybe a double movement by Deekwa can put the defender a little bit behind them, check one way, get him off balance, and beat him to that spot. Unfortunately, didn't do the double movement, but still a good chance for Pittsburgh and unlucky without getting the PK call.
Settled through traffic. And RGV will try and build. That was Gabriel Benitez, his first touch. He came off the bench for the last 10 minutes in the Open Cup, a loss against South Georgia Tormenta on April 15th. South Georgia Tormenta in USL League One, upsetting RGV. So he starts tonight for the first time in midfield. 161 appearances in Venezuela's first division. Cabrera leaves it off here. Cabezas back for Cabrera. Father-son combo. The elder, the head coach, the son, the starting left winger making his 5th straight start. A Farrell away. Rivera. They've played 4-back most of the season. They go with the 3-back. Take us through the challenges of changing systems like that.
Yeah, just positioning for the center backs, being used to being in a 4-back with one guy on your left and your other center back on the right. Here, you're not used to having your wing backs are going forward. You just got to be more disciplined as a center back to stay home, stay in your 3-back, and just try to keep it like that.
A lot of the challenges stem from the double red card as you lose Ordonez from last week. You also lose Robbie Mert, who's a linchpin in midfield, and then Junior Etu is still out with an injury. And Bob Lilly told us we went back and forth. But his hope is that Tony Lopez, who's a forward, can drop and help the midfield when needed.
Yeah, and you need that player to connect the midfield and the forwards. So if Lopez can get on the ball from forwards, play a little 1-2s around there, get Dequa in behind, it could be a really good night for Pittsburgh.
Free kick RGVFC. RGV has not played in a game where either side has scored more than 1 goal. A few 1-1 draws and a 1-0 win last time out against Detroit. Jose Torres or Wilmer Cabrera to hit this restart. Torres, and that's blocked. A wasted chance there by RGV.
Yeah, it looks like they were working on that in training. Didn't come off the way they wanted it, but they earned a corner.
Wilmer Cabrera Jr. will take this corner kick as the fans find their seats. Short corner. Back to Cabrera. Clips it in, and it's headed out. Perhaps a nod to the height advantage of Pittsburgh. That's 2 straight set pieces where RGV has gone short.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see what they're going to do on the corners. If he could have delivered that ball over the first man, he had a lot of runners in behind, and he could have had a better chance on goal.
Big switch of fields. Here is Benitez, the Venezuelan on his debut. Juan David Cabezas. Joe Farrell, good first ball. Beats a defender, and now it's on for Pittsburgh. And you see the foot speed right off the bat there from Wahab Akwe, who makes his 3rd start tonight. There's a challenge near the flag. Akwe is down and is in some pain.
Looks like he just ran into the boards there. Little push from behind. And as a defender, as soon as you feel that from a forward, you're going to fall over and get the foul. Fortunately, fell into the boards there.
You have some good memories from your time at Highmark Stadium?
Yeah, great 2 years. My daughter was born in Pittsburgh, had great 2 years in Pittsburgh. The fans are great. The academy was great. It was just a really fun place to be, and it was a great time. Good 2 years there.
One of the best backdrops, one of the best venues in the USL Championship. We've seen more and more stadiums built. This was one of the first in the current era of USL Championship.
Derek trying to get a little tricky there. Doesn't want the deep throw in, trying to get that goal kick.
Riverfront Stadium celebrating its 10th anniversary tonight. Jonathan Ricketts Gets his 5th start of the season tonight. Into Cabezas. And there is a goal kick.
Eventually got his goal kick there.
Ricketts has been a linchpin, Chattanooga, Tennessee native. 34 matches last year. A seamless move from USL League One. There's Derek. Homegrown player out of the Houston Dynamo Academy. He backed up Tally Hall for many years. Tally Hall was traded to Orlando. Derek got his opportunity. And now he's playing with Cabrera at RGV. RGV seems a little unsettled in possession tonight.
Yeah, you can see both teams are pressing each other. They're trying to create those turnovers and get their offense started higher up the field, not letting them build out of the back. And you can see Pittsburgh playing high, getting those turnovers, and now heading into the attack.
Well, it's a unique thing to hear a coach say, because Bob Lilly told us we need more numbers forward. Usually it's the opposite, right? The guys are overcommitted and he's kind of pumping the brakes. So take us through that as a former player, trying to get more players in the attack to support Albert Dequa.
Yeah, when I was playing, my favorite thing was pressing, playing defense, getting the ball higher up the field, because then I only had to go 20, 30 yards to score the goal instead of sitting back, building it out, and go 70 to 60 yards. So I see Pittsburgh coming out. Both teams actually pressing and trying to win the ball up higher up the field.
Cabezas in possession. And the feet of Taylor Davila, first year of the RGV after the last few seasons with LA Galaxy 2. Farrell heads straight in the air. Now a possibility in transition here for Pittsburgh. A little self-pass there. And that just seems like the new chemistry trying to build for Pittsburgh. In recent years, ball turns over in the middle of the field, Pittsburgh is off to the races.
Yeah, and they had a good chance of playing Dequa in behind there. Unfortunately, didn't see it. Just they're lacking that last final pass to get into those dangerous spots. So hopefully they can figure that out in the next 15, 20 minutes, get a good chance, maybe a goal early.
Russell Cicerone is gone. Alex Dixon's gone. Alex Dixon entering the weekend, leading the USL Championship in goals with Monterey Bay. Possibilities here for Pittsburgh. Corner kick coming. And Bob Lilly was very honest with us. You know, some coaches, when a player leaves, they don't want to talk about it. Oh, it's next man up. He said, look, we're different. It's very different. We have 3 or 4 guys kind of vying to replace Cicerone and Alex Dixon. Kizza gets the opportunity tonight. Tony Lopez also getting a chance. Dequa's done a good job, including the hat trick in Memphis.
Yeah, if he can get a little touch there with the defender behind him, could possibly be a PK call there if he can get across him.
A 4th corner kick in the early stages for Pittsburgh Riverhounds tonight as the rain begins. Punched away by Tyler Derrick. Good goalkeeping. Rivera. Forbes could not quite settle it near the corner flag. Hey, Hounds fans, if you need help with your insurance brokerage coverage and consulting needs, make sure to call Epic Insurance, a proud partner of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Soccer Club. Matt Peterson with the former Riverhound, 2nd all-time goal scorer in the USL Championship. Corey Herzog on a rainy night from Pittsburgh. Scoreless through 17 minutes. West meets Eats tonight. Bob Lilly told us that, you know, the record doesn't look great, but many games away from home, only 1 home game so far, and he felt all 3 draws could or should have been wins.
Yeah, and that's where you're going to see early in the season, guys not 90 minutes fit, just not gelling together yet, where later in the season, those 1-1 draws that come into 3 points later in the year.
Joe Farrell. Good pressure. It's an RGVFC throw-in. See Bob Lilly, bottom left of your screen. It is coming down in sheets at Highmark Stadium.
And you know that turf is going to get slippery, so it could create opportunities when the teams are pressing, and turnovers in the wrong areas could lead to goals.
On cue, it's Dikwa trying to dink it around his man. It is Dikwa on goal. Good save, Derek. He's always been an excellent shot stopper. Good reaction save at the near post as Derek denies Dikwa.
Perfect timing for that comment. You could see the rain just being very slick out there. Pittsburgh winning that second ball, getting the chance, and a good strike by Dikwa, but even better save by Derek. See, Dikwa did really get the connection he wanted there. If you can get more power behind that, could slide it by near post.
Forbes with the corner kick. Headed free. Throw in Pittsburgh. Good cover. Newcomer, the debutant in USL Championship, Gabriel Benitez. He came over and his teammates thought he was fouled. "10 years, 161 appearances with Liga FUTVE, the top flight of Venezuela. And Cabrera, the elder, is not happy with that decision, checking on Gabriel Benitez, second appearance all comps with RGV. But you can understand from a Pittsburgh perspective, there's not much there as he just continues to come through the play.
Yeah, not much I saw there for foul given to RGV, but ref must have saw something that we didn't.
Luke Biasi is an outside back tonight. And he got a yellow card for that. That is a strange decision in my opinion because he's going to the ball. He has a right to the ball. He does clear out the defender for RGV, Gabriel Benitez, but would you agree, harsh yellow card?
Yeah, very harsh yellow card. I didn't see much in there. Maybe we missed an elbow to the face or something that we didn't see, but I didn't see much in that yellow card right there.
Restart Tyler Derrick. Headed centrally. Well read. Greg Nodaris with the clearance. And now the Toros on the break. Throwing near the corner flag. A patient build here from RGV away from home. Greg Nodaris, native of Cuba. 18 appearances last year in the championship with RGV. Here's Cabrera towards the corner. Ricketts. Turnover. Can Pittsburgh capitalize? He just seemed a step slow in transitional moments.
Yeah, he could have played that a little quicker, get in behind a little quicker. He looks like he's going for the perfect ball there, and it just gave the defender the time to come across it.
Good play from Forbes, sliding over at the top of the box. Now Dikwa trying to spin out of it. Nodaris has had a good first half.
Yeah, and you need Dikwa there. I think that's the second time in the last minute to hold it up, hold the ball, get your team in behind you, because RGV is now getting into their little shape, keeping the ball. You just need Dikwa to either get a foul there or hold the ball up for Pittsburgh.
A pressure there from the center forward, Ricky Ruiz. Benitez will throw it in. Ruiz kept it in. Free kick now to RGV. Ruiz, 2 years ago, USL League One assist champion. He had 10 assists in 30 games with Chattanooga Red Wolves. Seven assists last year for RGV. 3 goals as well for Ruiz. Cabrera's going to lead this for Torres. Bending ball, it's a good one. It's headed away by Farrell. Throwing for RGV in front of the head coach, Romer Cabrera.
You can see RGV coming into the game now, keeping the ball, playing their style. Pittsburgh just working on that press, a little late on each step of the press and all that, but there's a good one, forcing them long and winning the ball back.
Jamali Waite with the clearance. Tackle from Ricketts. The transitional opportunities have been there for Pittsburgh in this first half. It's a good build-up from RGV. Benitez's cross. And the initial cross went over the end line. It's not a corner kick, it's a goal kick to Pittsburgh. Jamali Waite sorting some things out in his box.
You can see RGV connecting there, playing very well in the midfield, playing 1-2s. But if you see that cross, there's nobody in the box. You need to get the 1 or 2 players in the box to get on the end of it. Unfortunately, not the best cross, but good confidence with the build-up out wide. Just need to get more players in the box.
Big moment for Jamali Waite. Played for Jamaica at Mexico in March. His senior national team debut, a great story. Went to UConn, kind of a goalkeeper factory. Andre Blake went to UConn. He's been the #1 in Jamaica for years now. But undrafted, he had a preseason trial with Chicago, but an opportunity for Bob Lilly to swoop in, and now in his second season with Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that undrafted played for your national team against Mexico in Mexico. So crazy story there, but he's doing well for Bob Lilly and Pittsburgh this year.
Stopped a penalty last week against Colorado Springs. Here's a throw-in. Rovira wants to go quick. Danny Rovira from Bogota, Colombia. Played college soccer at University of Vermont. And the pieces settling in for Pittsburgh. 10 returnees, 14 newcomers. This is a team that over the years, as you know well, your 2 seasons at Pittsburgh, when they're at home, they can fly, put 3 or 4 on an opponent in a hurry.
Yeah, definitely. When Pittsburgh's at home, it's just a different feeling. You're playing in front of your home fans, you're playing in front of your family and everything, so it's a different feeling, and Pittsburgh does do well at home. They just need to get that first goal and get that confidence throughout the team.
Benitez to throw it in. Into Cabrera. Romer Cabrera, heavy first touch. Tony Lopez, previously with Cal United Strikers. Pelting rain at Highmark Stadium on the 10-year anniversary of its opening. That's good work. In and out, excellent here from Pittsburgh. Pinardo Forbes. Well-timed run, it's at the end line, centered. Nobody there for Pittsburgh, and that is a moment where Bob Lilly wants more numbers forward.
Yeah, and you could see about 5 passes earlier, Dequel holding up the ball, laying it off to the midfield, they get out the other side. That's the difference between the last 2 times where he's turned it over, trying to do some little flick. That's good by Dequel just to hold up the ball, and look what happens there, create a chance like that. Just need to get on the end of it.
Danny Rovira is the right wing back. He was a little late to get to the spot there, and again, I think it's coaching where for so long, some players are told stay home, keep our shape in the back, and now Bob Lilly is urging them. We have to get more numbers in the final third to score more goals.
Yeah, and like we said, they changed formations. Players getting used to now new roles and new spots. So it's going to take a little bit, but that was positive. Hopefully brings the players confidence into those new spots and they can keep playing like that.
Free kick one. Yellow card to Wanda Cabezas. He goes, that's my first foul, and our referee tonight says, I don't care. Sergei Demanchuk showing the yellow card to Wanda Cabezas.
Yeah, unfortunately turns it over, then creates that typical frustration foul, which brings him a yellow card and changes his style of game now for the rest of the game.
Anytime a defensive midfielder is on a yellow card, it's worth noting. Here comes Derek. Smart play. He heads away, but the net is empty. Derek in retreat. Pittsburgh takes a little long, unable to capitalize, but now it's Rivera in possession. Jose Torres. Nifty there, well read. Coming out of his center back position. Ilau Osumanu, the 26-year-old from Ghana. It's his first start. Came on late against Colorado Springs, and that's part of the decision-making process. Osumanu, one of 4 total changes for Coach Bob Lilly, with a lot of decisions to be made. He was deciding, do I stay 4 at the back? Do I bring on an extra forward? And his thought was with Lopez, a diligent attacker, he can help with midfield, and they start with 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. There he is, good size for the center back, Ilau Osumanu. Previously with Union Omaha.
Yeah, I know them pretty well from last year.
Rivera. Good spin here. Osumanu. Farrell. Kick in midfield. Canardo Forums did not want to take a chance. Jose Torres is down.
You can see both teams giving silly balls away in the midfield, which is creating the frustration of those fouls.
Torres missed a lot of last season's campaign due to a off-season injury. Second year now with RGV. Possibilities here for Pittsburgh. And it's certainly a work in progress on the offensive end.
Yeah, you can see the final final decision that Pittsburgh has to make is always a little too late or not the right pass. They need to figure that out if they want to get on the board and score some goals now.
Bob Lilly was very honest. He said, we are waiting. We have 4 guys. Edward Kizza, Tony Lopez, another young guy, Langston Blackstock. And waiting on a few of them to emerge.
And the best way to start that emerge is getting the confidence of scoring 1 goal. Goals come in bunches. When you score 1, you get the confidence, and then 2, 3, 4 come. And that's what you want as your attacking players. Scoring goals, assisting goals, anything you can do.
Farrell did well on that hospital ball in the middle of the field. Back to Tyler Derrick. Forbes is bumbled over. Free kick coming here for Riverhounds. Cristiano Francois commits the foul. And if you start to think about it, very similar to the challenge that led to a yellow card won by Gabriel Benitez. That one was given early. That one looked a little soft, and that's the challenge for referees. If you give the first one, you might have to give that one.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like he's just deciding to let him play on now after that first call. Maybe he's kind of regretting that and just seeing how they're going to play out now.
Ordonez out tonight. Robbie Mertz also out. Junior Edzo still out with injury. Pittsburgh trying to find its offensive game, but the defense has been outstanding. And Pablo's career at Pittsburgh, less than a goal against per game.
And that's the Lilly effect. It's hard to score and break down his setup. He designs his teams that way, he keeps them that way, and there's a reason that he's the most winningest coach in USL.
Break here for Joe Farrell to get some water. Training staff on. And a change will be needed. That's a big loss. Kenardo Forbes is going to have to leave this game.
Yeah, I didn't see what exactly happened, but that is a huge loss for Pittsburgh. Leading assist in the league, their team leader, captain. It'll be interesting to see what Lilly does here.
And again, further underscores the strange decision for no yellow. I mean, that's just a barreling through the back of a guy. No yellow card. Now he has to leave the game. Coach Lilly told us Kenardo Forbes is asked to do so many different things because of the adjustments. In some weeks he's deeper or higher. We're asking him to balance things slow and steady in a good way. And he was hoping to get him on the ball more. He said Kenardo Forbes did not get on the ball enough against Colorado, and I hope that changes this week. And it appears his day will be done in the first half. Well, maybe he could stay on. I just saw him jogging back towards the fourth official's table, and he's being asked to come back on. So maybe a little premature from the athletic trainer.
I think that's just the heart of a player, just wanting to get out there, wanting to lead his team. That's a captain for you, and hopefully he's okay. And I mean, he needs to get on the ball and show him.
Maybe he talked to coach that I can get you to halftime, then you can make adjustments.
Yeah, you never want to make a sub in the first half. That's tough. But Forbes showing team leader right there, going to give everything he can to his team. And they know he needs them, and he needs to step up big.
Tough man, Kenardo Forbes, playing through that injury. I mean, very rare. You played a long time. How often does the trainer ask for the sub and the guy stays on the field?
Yeah, it's very interesting to see the trainer do that, but I mean, we're all competitors. That's why we're playing. Trainer was like, it's probably not a good idea. He's maybe trying to get the halftime because then you get an extra 15 minutes to evaluate instead of making that decision where maybe in 5 minutes he'll feel better and he can play throughout the game.
So take us through that trainer-player relationship. Is he literally asking him, can you go? Or is it a touch thing where he's touching a part of the body and the trainer can tell by the player's reaction how much pain he's in? We'll get to that moment in a moment as the flag comes up for offside.
Yeah, and it's always tough. You love your trainers, but obviously they have the best what they want best for you, and you want to play all the time. So it's interesting when they're like, oh, I need to sub, but you want to keep playing. So it'll be interesting if they're just trying to get to halftime and not have to use that sub and use that sub block, which comes to the end of the game is a big decision.
So is it normally a verbal question? So you're down, trainer asks Corey, do you need a sub? And you're literally just saying yes or no?
Yeah, definitely. And usually the player's going to say no until he literally can't walk off the field or you have to drag him off the field. That's usually how it goes.
Here's Wilmer Cabrera in the corner. Good hold-up play there and balance. And, of course, it's a challenge for the trainer because he's between a rock and a hard place because the coach is going to get on him. If he doesn't give him enough notice to get a guy loose and ready, then the trainer's in some hot water.
Yeah, definitely, and that's another thing to look at. I mean, maybe he's out there for another 5 minutes just to get another midfielder warmed up. So it'll be interesting in the next 5 minutes to halftime to see what their decision on forwards will be.
Wilmer Cabrera at the end line, deflected cross. Kept in play, and it's a turnover. I think RGV pressing a little more than many expected tonight.
Yeah, definitely. They look like they're playing high, getting Pittsburgh uncomfortable, playing long balls, making Pittsburgh play long balls, and just getting good turnovers in good areas, which lead to good counterattacks and good areas to start your attack.
Frank Nodars, the Cuban. A bit too long, intended for Cabrera. Jamali Waite off his line. I asked Bob Lilly about his leadership as the goalkeeper. He said he's young. He's starting to talk and communicate. He's growing into a leader. He has been solid. Do you have any memory of a young goalkeeper that maybe didn't talk enough, or you were impressed how much they did talk?
Yeah, in Reno, we had a very young goalkeeper come down from San Jose. He was very, I think, like 17, maybe 16, playing with older guys, and he was very quiet, but throughout the games, throughout training, you just hear him get more and more confidence. And kind of like a forward, if you're a goalie, you keep your shutouts, you get more and more confident. You start talking to your back line. And just those friendships and those gel on and off the field helped you create those relationships and more of a leader. And as a goalie, you need to be that leader for the back four, and in this case, back three.
Mike's Beer Bar isn't only the home to the famous steak on a stone, but is also the official watch party location of your Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Meet me at Mike's. Deep throw in here for Pittsburgh, 4 minutes away from first half stoppage time. Good coverage on the backside. Wahab Akwe. And there is a free kick right outside the box. And a yellow card is shown. It was Ricketts lunging into a challenge. Free kick coming here for Pittsburgh.
And it might have been a good yellow card because if you can see, he gets by the defender, and if he's through there, it could be one-on-one with the keeper. Obviously, you don't want a yellow card there, but there's situations where it could be a good yellow card. But this is going to be a dangerous free kick for Pittsburgh to go up 1-0 right before half. And it'll be interesting on who takes this.
Tony Lopez, Canardo Forbes, possibilities here. Marky Barra involved as well. It's left for Lopez, off the bar! Second chance put wide by Rovira, so close there for Tony Lopez into the far corner.
That's an unbelievable free kick. Unlucky that it doesn't go in the back of the net. But you can see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to strike the ball around the wall, try to beat the keeper to the strong side, and he does beat the keeper, but unfortunately for the crossbar, it just bounces out. Here's a great look at it. I think if he keeps that low, I don't think Derek's touching it. It could be 1-0. It's a great opportunity for Pittsburgh, just unlucky not to get the goal.
Beautiful free kick there for Tony Lopez. Follow-up pushed wide by Rovira. Flicked header. Pushed in the back that time from Dikwa.
Every defender's going to get that little push. They're going to feel it. They're going to go down. As a forward, you just got to be not as aggressive as Dikwa was there.
Big news this week for the USL Championship. Josh Winder, the 17-year-old star for Louisville City, named to the U.S. national team. For the upcoming games by Anthony Hudson, interim head coach, 6'3" Louisville product. Put that in perspective as a former player.
I mean, you see somebody from your league in the USL go into the national team. It gives every player out there hopes of what they can be and what they can do. So I remember when I was in the NASL and Miguel Ibarra got into the national team, and it was everybody was like, wow, it can happen. It can happen. You don't have to play in the MLS to get your chance to go there. So it's huge for the league, and I'm happy for the kid.
Here comes Tyler Derrick off his line. He thought there was some unnecessary contact. His first call-up. And it's kind of that good phase, I believe, because you just had the World Cup last December, and then the next World Cup's not for 3 years, so time to experiment with some younger players.
Yeah, definitely. At 17, you have 3 years to mature, get used to your body, get that confidence going into the national team, and getting 3 years under the belt before the next World Cup.
Excellent interplay here. It falls to Dikwa, who's off the mark on the half volley, but one of our best attacking moves we've seen from Pittsburgh with 1- and 2-touch passing around the penalty area.
Yeah, you can see Dikwa swinging through there. It goes off the inside of the foot. He's just trying to strike through that, keep it low. If it hits it off the middle of his foot through the laces, it's on target. Unfortunately, it just hits the inside of his foot, goes out wide.
Josh Winder called up as part of a 23-man roster for next week's Continental Classico against Mexico. Third active USL Championship player to earn that honor. His third season with Louisville City. Halftime from Pittsburgh, and Corey Herzog, your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I thought both teams played well. They had their opportunities. I think Pittsburgh had more of the opportunities, but you got to score the goals. You got to score the goals to get the 3 points, and that's what Pittsburgh and RGV need to do in the second half.
A rain-soaked crowd on the 10th anniversary night for Highmark Stadium. Good chances for both sides. Pittsburgh and RGV scoreless after 45 minutes from Highmark Stadium. Plenty of corner kicks for Pittsburgh. A few tussles, and after 45 minutes, scoreless from Pittsburgh, PA.
Cheer on the Riverhounds all season long at Mike's Beer Bar, Pittsburgh's home for local beer. With 21 TVs, over 300 local beers, and amazing food, Mike's is the place to be. Tell your friends to meet me at Mike's, Federal Street, right across from PNC Park.
Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself can be, well, you know.
So how many bodies does this car hold? Well, it's a 5-passenger car. Right, passengers. Yeah. Maybe even 6.
Avoid strange encounters. Come to WeBuyAnyCar.com instead. It's easy. You get in, get out, and get paid at a fair price. Cha-ching. Get your free online valuation now at WeBuyAnyCar.com.
Pittsburgh, stop breathing dirty air and contaminants trapped in your home's air ducts and dryer vents. Call Sears Air Duct and Carpet Cleaning or go to SearsClean.com. Our professionals will clean and disinfect your home's air ducts with powerful high-pressure vacuum equipment that cleans the air your family breathes. We love our pets, but their hair and dander get trapped in your air ducts and their odors in your carpets and on upholstery. Sears can clean it away. Call Sears Air Duct and Carpet Cleaning for a healthier home. Go to SearsClean.com.
Welcome back to Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh. At halftime, in this battle between West and East, it's Riverhounds and Toros scoreless after 45 minutes. Here are the upcoming schedules for Pittsburgh, and it's a very road-laden opening start to the season. This is the second home game, Corey. They have an Open Cup game against Maryland Bobcats, but 3 more on the road starting next weekend at El Paso.
Yeah, and if you look at that schedule right there, those are 4 very hard games, very good, different types of teams that it's going to be a tough schedule coming to them, and it could start their season off very well or start their season off very slow.
And a rematch with Alex Dixon at Monterey Bay on Cinco de Mayo. Meanwhile, for RGVFC, they have a 3-game road trip coming up as well, but not before a home visit for Memphis 901.
Yeah, and as you can see, that home Memphis game will be good for them to get back home, hopefully get 3 points, because the next 3 games aren't the easiest: at Monterey, at New Mexico, and at San Diego.
These guys don't mind a little rain. Their team scoreless after 45 minutes from Highmark Stadium.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals. We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
I can't wait to get to the Museum of Play. I will defeat the dreaded Donkey Kong, crush everyone in foosball, build an impenetrable dream house, explore the butterfly garden, mightily conquer the dance lab, and when all are vanquished, you know, I'd really like to see the Fairy Tale Forest puppet show, because it's kind of my jam. To the museum!
With so much to do and see, everyone loves the strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, New York.
Family-friendly atmosphere at Highmark Stadium, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh Riverhounds and RGV scoreless after 45 minutes. Well, Corey, let's look at some USL Championship news and notes from around the league. Busy part of the season, so much going on with the Open Cup and others. And of course, Josh Winder called up to the U.S. men's national team for its game against Mexico. Big news for Louisville, big news for Joshua Winder.
Yeah, it's huge news for not only Louisville, but the USL League. It's just a big stepping stone for them, and I'm excited to see what he can do with the national team.
Jordan Farr, USL Player of the Month. Props to a goalkeeper winning that award, and oftentimes goes to a player like yourself.
Yeah, you don't see goalies win that very often. Won it once when I was in Reno. I'm not very happy that a keeper's won it. This means the forwards aren't scoring the goals they need to be scoring.
The USL Championship on ESPN continues with Louis City hosting Miami FC on ESPN2. Busy slate of games, already many underway. San Diego hosts New Mexico. What other fixtures stand out to you?
I think that Phoenix-Monterey Bay game might be exciting. A lot of goals in that. Good atmosphere in Phoenix, and Monterey on the road scores a lot of goals, and it'll be, I think, a high-scoring affair. And
Frank Yallop going up against a team he used to be associated with as the sporting director, now starting Monterey Bay after a very successful first season. Wet shirts and pants inside Highmark Stadium, but everyone happy on this 10th anniversary. Tough people in Pittsburgh, not afraid of a little rain. Halftime from Highmark Stadium, Pittsburgh and RGV scoreless.
Ain't no better feeling than a cold one in my hand. Well, that's why I'll be keeping Iron City in my plans. Oh, everywhere I roam, I'll be thinking about my home. Sitting pouring on the iron right before I go to rest. And when I'm laying in my bed, there's only one thing in my head. Just an ice cold can of Pittsburgh, PA's best.
Let's go, come on. I love a new color and a new game. I like to switch it up, you know, wherever my mood takes me. I'm always just doing me. And today, I'm me loving the PA lottery. The games have become a part of me. They make me happy, they get me excited. And when I want to try something new, I'll just go to another, and then another, and another.
There's a lot of love for the Pennsylvania Lottery, and when you see how fun it is, you'll understand why.
Do you feel uneasy, irritable? Does your Xfinity bill make you anxious? You may be suffering from UPH, unexpected price hikes. It happened to me. And then I switched to T-Mobile and got 5G home internet for just $50 a month. Now I'm sleeping better, my skin is glowing, and my hair has never been so shiny. Most importantly, T-Mobile has price lock guarantee. They will never raise your internet rate, ever. Switch to T-Mobile home internet. It worked for me. And just look at that shine. Wait, what has the internet got to do with my hair?
A beautiful night. Look how the skies have cleared. Corey Herzog, we had a downpour, a deluge of rain midway through the first half, and now it's just A gorgeous sunset from Pennsylvania. We look at the highlights from this first half. RGV won the only meeting last year in South Texas. Pittsburgh looking for some payback. Beginning in the 3rd minute, they had a good opportunity.
Yeah, and Deco can get that header on frame. It could be an early start to the game with 1-0 going up.
Rovira with the delivery. Deco could not quite test Tyler Derrick. Deco had a hat trick at Memphis, has not scored since. And then 3 minutes later, good pressure here, a little takeover leading to Rivera's chance.
Yeah, it's a questionable. I think the ref didn't make the call because it was so early in the game, but I think it could possibly be a PK. Deco's going in there, but the defender does do well to get his body across. So as a forward, I'd say it's a PK. As a defender, you wouldn't want to take that.
Yeah, certainly. And then more pressure. We see this 3rd look at this. Maybe an outstretched forearm from Ricketts against Deco at 19th minute. A turnover led to this chance.
And I think Deco can go far post, maybe between the defender's legs, because as a forward, you know the defender's going to reach for the ball, and the keeper can't see the ball coming between the defender's leg. And if he just puts it right in between there, I think it's a 1-0 start for Pittsburgh. You can see it here as the defender goes to block the shot. Slip it through the legs, far post, and you got 1-0.
Good save at the near post from Tyler Derrick. 44th minute. Look at this. Spectacular from Tony Lopez, but off the goal frame.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable free kick. Unfortunate not to get it below the crossbar, but that's just how it's been going for Pittsburgh right now. They need to finish those opportunities. Once you get one, the confidence comes. 2, 3, and 4 will come.
Here are the stats. Only one shot from RGV, but like Wilmer Cabrera's sides are known for, they are in this game.
Yeah, and you're not going to see a lot of goals from RGV, but if they do get that one goal, it's going to be a dangerous chance, and if they finish that, it's going to put Pittsburgh on their heels.
Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today, plus.espn.com. So nice to just bounce around the games. Busy night in the USL Championship this evening. Tulsa and Charleston. Louisville City leading San Antonio. That's a good one. Memphis hosting Las Vegas Lights. Miami and Detroit scoreless. Loudoun United against Birmingham, 3-0 to Loudoun United. Big win for them at home. What do you make of the turnaround season for Charleston?
Yeah, it's unbelievable from last season. Top of the table, winning right now 2-1. It's a good start from them. I think they figured out the pieces that they need because they had a lot of good pieces last year. Just they weren't finding that gel. They weren't finding that one player that tied everything together, and I think this year they figured it out.
There's always a surprise or two. I mean, I think 2 years ago it was probably Oakland Roots. New team, no home stadium every week. After about a month or two, it looked bleak. Then they just hit fire and made the playoffs. I think Monterey Bay was one of the surprises last year. First season for Frank Yallop. I think for an expansion team to be competitive, year one is pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I was in that game where Oakland, I was playing for San Diego, and Oakland needed the win to get into the playoffs. And unfortunately, they got a PK in, I think, the 93rd minute of a 3-3 game, 1-4-3, got in the playoffs.
Ready to go in the second half. Pittsburgh and the black and yellow, RGV and the orange. First meeting of the season. Matt Peterson with the second all-time score in the USL Championship, Corey Herzog. What tactical changes, if any, do you expect from either side here early in the second?
I think Pittsburgh...
Nearly a high press and opportunity on goal there for RGV.
That was going to be my point of RGV, trying to turn over the ball in Pittsburgh, not let Pittsburgh get into the possession style that they want to play. But for Pittsburgh, I think it's honestly just finishing those opportunities. I think their confidence is a little low right now, not having a goal in Colorado last week, coming home first half, had their opportunities, didn't finish them. So I think once you see that one goal to win, could be 2, 3, or 4.
Jamali Waite with the goal kick, made his senior national team debut for the Reggae Boys last month in Mexico. We do see Kenardo Forbes start this second half. Impressive from him. We thought his night was over on the 36th minute when the trainer signaled for it. It's fallen on this left side. Long touch, and Cabezas recovers. Again, Cabezas on a yellow card. Keep an eye on that. He's a defensive midfielder on a yellow, on the road. And he's played the diagonal here. Cabrera takes the space. Patient build-up here involving Ricky Ruiz. Deflected cross. Waite keeps it in play. Throw in Pittsburgh. Tony Lopez earns a free kick. Danny Rivera will restart. Thinking about the substitutes for Pittsburgh. And Langston Blackstop. And Berg failing among the attacking pieces to bring off the bench. Tolo showing me as well.
I remember those days where the ball goes over the fence into the train. The loudest the crowd has been all night. They love that there in Pittsburgh.
A little bit of fun. A train, gorgeous view. Right on the river. And Farrell will build. Good turn from Dikwa. Cross from the right. Picked up here, Biasi. Luke Biasi and line. Cross it, it's chested in! Albert Dikwa guiding it in at the near post off the chest, and a wonderful build-up as the setup comes from Luke Biasi.
As you can see, Dikwa changing his run. As soon as he beats the defender, he's just trying to get any part of his body onto the ball. And for lucky for him, it hits his chest and goes into the back. What a finish by Dikwa. It's a tough finish because you don't know where it's going. You're making the run and the ball's just coming right at you. It's an unbelievable finish. Good goal. Pittsburgh finishing the opportunity. It'll be interesting to see how RGV reacts to this. But great goal by Dikwa. And that'll bring some confidence to the forward players.
Good lesson for a young player, Corey. Just keep moving in the box. You get to the near post, good things happen.
Yeah, definitely. As long as you get to your spot, that's all you can do. And fortunate enough for Dikwa, it came to the right spot, off his chest, into the goal. And as a forward, when you score a goal like that, no matter how it goes in, you're just going to feel much better about yourself, more confidence in the game, and you'll see him flying around here, Pittsburgh already, getting the ball back.
Urgency after the goal, looking for a second. Now RGV has work to do. They've yet to concede 2 goals this season. Cabrera, nice run, centers it. Davila could not find an angle. Spins out of a challenge. Wonderful from Davila here. Now he's on his left and the shot is blocked. Farrell stepped up when needed.
Yeah, great combination with Davila. You can see his experience, his craftiness right there. Thought he was going to shoot it with the right, stepped on it, played a 1-2. If he can keep that a little low, like I said with Dikwa, put it between the defender's legs. Keeper's going to be standing still.
Wilmer Cabrera Jr. from the corner. Fakes it. Now it's delivered from Torres. And that crosses over the end line. Disappointing for RGV, a wasted corner there.
Yeah, RGV needs to do better with the set pieces, especially when you're away from home. The set pieces are a way to get back into the game or to take a lead in the game. And right now they need those set pieces and they need to get back into this game.
It's Dikwa's 20th goal for Pittsburgh. He's the active leading goal scorer. Of course, two big names departing. Russell Cicerone off for Sacramento. Alex Dixon of Monterey Bay opens the door for a guy like Albert Dikwa.
Yeah, and I played with Dikwa 4 or 5 years ago in St. Louis, and he was, I mean, he's still young, but imagine how young he was there. You could just tell he has that talent, he has that work rate, and it's just coming together in Pittsburgh. And Bob Lilly has found a good forward in him and just helping him just create and blossom as a forward.
Said he had a goal disallowed against Tulsa that they thought should have counted. And it's tough. Think about a young player. You get a hat trick and then you go a few games without scoring. That hat trick feels like ancient history.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm telling you this, I've never scored a hat trick in a game, so that's a milestone that he's never going to forget. But as a forward, you got to forget and just keep going on. You scored 3 goals one game, you might go 3 or 4 games without a goal. And then look, off the chest and in could spark another hat trick hopefully tonight.
Dikwa's goal has given Pittsburgh a 1-0 lead. There's the player of the week in week 2 after his hat trick. 3-1 road win against Memphis. th player in club history to hit 20 goals. Joining the illustrious company of Corey Herzog, my partner.
I think I've scored over 20 goals in Pittsburgh in my 2 years. I think the first year I had 13, second year 14. So happy for Dikwa, and just seeing him grow over the years from St. Louis, following his career all over. He's doing well. Happy for him.
Some of your 82 career USL Championship goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we will not use the word former player. We're going to say Corey Herzog, broadcast partner, second leading scorer.
Yeah, definitely. Missed the game a lot watching these games, and like I said, just want to get back out there, but this is another way for me to come closer to the game, so I got to do it.
Now, Pittsburgh gets its goal through Dikwa. It was really a quiet first half from Luke Biasi, but he took the momentum, just made a play there at the end line to find Dikwa.
It'll be interesting how Forbes is dealing with that injury. You haven't seen him much in the first 10 minutes of this half. Hasn't been on the ball, hasn't been himself. So it'll be interesting in the next 5-10 minutes what Lilly might do with that sub or what he's not going to do with Forbes.
Throw in RGVFC. Again, RGVFC has not scored multiple goals in a game this season. And a 1-0 win against Detroit. Yeah, 3-1-1 draws. Drew Las Vegas Lights at home on opening weekend. Drew Oakland at home, also would draw with Monterey Bay. 1-0 win at Detroit City, so a team not accustomed to playing high-scoring games this season.
It's going to be tough for them to get into this game with Pittsburgh now having that energy of finally scoring at home, pressing high, trying to get RGV to turn the ball over higher up the field for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, see, we'll throw it in. Cabezas had to pull out of that. He's on a yellow. The free kick is given to RGV. Those are the moments they don't want Cabezas in. He's an older defensive midfielder on a yellow, and they don't want him flying out into the channels.
Yeah, and as you get older, you get slower. So I could say that from experience, but he's done well to play smart there. He's gotten fouled before, so I think he got a little lucky with that tackle. Not saying I'm that slow, but we'll see.
Life in those legs still.
Yeah.
Cabezas wins it in a good spot to Davila. Long touch from Davila, won by Canado Forbes. I think that's a moment where Bob Lilly, oh, there's a corner kick coming. Good pressure leads to a corner. Bob Lilly says Canado Forbes is slow and steady, and he means it in a good way. He can slow the game down when the game needs to be slowed down.
And that's just because from his experience, from playing in so many games where he knows when to step on the ball, he knows when to clear the ball. It's a lot of experience, and that's why you need him on the field.
Jose Torres will deliver. Oh, top of the box, pinpoint delivery, but he could not keep it down, much to the delight of the supporters. That was Ricky Ruiz, 1 goal in the season.
You can see they worked on that in the training field. Probably hit that about 50 times. It's a tough one to get, but when it does, it's a dream goal.
Yeah, it feels like RGV wants to stay away from the big boys for Pittsburgh. We're seeing the short stop flicks, trying to get the Pittsburgh defenders moving instead of going mano a mano in the box.
Yeah, definitely. When there's that advantage, you have to, you're not just going to serve it in and have Pittsburgh head it out and win it. So you got to be a little tricky like they've been on their set plays, and hopefully maybe 1 or 2 can go in and get that point or 3 points away from home.
Benitez steps up. Good win for Mark Ibarra. And now the direct play comes in front of Kizza. Edward Kizza, formerly with New England Revolution. He's 24 years old from Uganda. Up from Ricketts. Cristiano Francois. Free kick RGV. Homer Cabrera is not happy.
And if you're RGV, you don't want to get frustrated with going down 1-0 early in the first half. You don't, or second half. You don't want to get frustrated, and you can see a couple players here and there yelling at the ref. You don't want it to change the game. You want to play like you came into Pittsburgh knowing what you had to do. You need to get that goal and get Pittsburgh on their heels. And set pieces is a great chance for them to get a goal.
Short again. Back to Wilmer Cabrera. His cross is headed out. Good battle on that left sideline. Free kick is given. It was shoulder to shoulder. Too much in the end from Tony Lopez. He's been asked to help out in midfields. Sergei Demanchuk, the referee, doesn't want to hear about it.
Yeah, and as a defender, all you want to do there, he's got himself caught in the corner dribbling. He's just trying to win a free kick from a loose foul from Pittsburgh. And this is, hopefully he can get on the end of this, get the game tied up 1-1. But this is a very dangerous opportunity for RGV. Interesting what they will do.
They have tried short on every single restart tonight. Maybe Cabrera goes into the box here. They do, and it's into the wall. And a handball is given right outside the penalty area. That's Danny Rivera.
It's very interesting how close that was to the line, because it seemed like the 10-yard mark was on the line. If it's on the line, it's a PK. But the ref had a good view, so very unlucky for RGV, but 10-yard closer free kick.
And you see Juan David Cabeza shaking his head. He thinks it should be a penalty. Another free kick. Torres or Cabrera. Cabrera into the wall, corner kick coming.
Trying to catch the keeper cheating there. Tried to beat him low near post. Well done by the wall.
Here comes the corner. Waite did very well, rising at the back post to make the claim. This was the handball on the edge of the box.
It's tough to see, but it looks like he's jumping from the line, but the ref had a better view.
Molly Waite. Mike's Beer Bar is the official watch party location of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Meet me at Mike's. Plenty of opportunities coming up to go to Mike's with all the road games at Indy 11 in 2 weeks, at El Paso next Saturday, the weekend after Cinco de Mayo at Monterey Bay. That sounds like a fun night. Cinco de Mayo at Mike's, watching the Hounds at Monterey Bay.
And I think those next 3 games make this game very important for Pittsburgh. 3 games on the road against 3 huge opponents. They need these 3 points tonight, and they have the lead right now. Now is RGV going to be able to get one back, or is Pittsburgh going to be able to close the...
Headed straight across and cleared. It was initially from Forbes, put back across the face of goal. Good defending in the end. It was Wahab Akwe with the saving header.
And like I was saying, if Pittsburgh can get the next goal in this game, is going to be huge. It's either going to be, obviously, RGV tying it up and putting Pittsburgh on their heels, or Pittsburgh shutting the door on RGV, because, like you said before, RGV hasn't scored more than 1 goal in the game, so it'll be very tough to come back from 2-0.
Wahab Akwe just inside Tony Lopez. And once again, it was Luke Biasi. He assisted on the opening goal from Albert Dikwa, and that brave header there to keep that alive. Forbes goes short. Ibarra trying to clip it towards the corner. Hard challenge, edge of the box. Referee says play on, and Pittsburgh will. There's a header, and it's in, and it might be an own goal. It's either Forbes' goal or off the head of Wahab Akwe. At any rate, it's 2-0 Pittsburgh. 2 since halftime for the Riverhounds.
And that's your captain right there. In the first half, you think he's not going to come back into the game. The trainer's subbing him off. He comes back in the second half. Looks like he gets his head on it, off the defender. I think it's a Forbes goal. Great cross. Great little flick header. Goal's a goal, and what I say, when you score 1, you get the confidence, you got 2. That next goal was huge. Pittsburgh took the opportunity, and now it's going to be hard for RGV to come back into this game.
Forbes, what a brave man. We thought he was done after 36 minutes. The athletic trainer gave the signal that he needed to be substituted. He went to the bench, talked with old friend Bob Lilly for a couple of minutes, returned to the field. We thought maybe until halftime only for a tactical change, but here he is, 64th minute, rising to win the header against Wahab Akwe.
And if you want anybody else to get confidence on your team, you want Forbes. Forbes is going to score that goal, and now he's going to have the confidence of being the assist leader, being the player that he is, and I guarantee you there's going to be more goals in this game.
2-0 Pittsburgh, first time all season. RGV has conceded 2 in a game. Davila. Across the back, Nathan Dos Santos sliding across to clear. Cristiano Francois, Davila. Good block, that was well hit from Jose Torres. It is Kenardo Forbes' goal, assisted by Daniel Rivera. First of the season for Forbes. Forbes on one of the USL Championship all-league teams each of the last 5 seasons with Pittsburgh. And that looks like a triple change coming. Tony Lopez departs. First changes of the night for Bob Lilly come around 66th minute. Pat Hogan was a center back in the starting lineup. Last game, he comes off the bench here. And 2 more reinforcements. Tola Shoanmi and young Langston Blackstock.
And for number 19, Edward Kiza. And number 3, Pat Hogan. And for number 22, Tony Lopez.
It's alive in the box and clear. Blackstock out of Cleveland State. It's his 3rd appearance of the season. Showing me he's 22 years old, out of University of New Hampshire by way of London, England. Corner kick RGV. Overhit. Corner kick, Wade punches, comes out to make the claim. He's listed at 6'1" corner, but I think he plays bigger than his height is listed on a roster sheet.
Yeah, and you can see that in the last, I think, corner kick in here. He's coming out brave, he's getting up, getting the ball, just being that leader that his team needs him to be. And he's doing very well tonight, and the defenders need to reward him with a shutout.
Showing me appearing for the 6th time this season, no goals, 1 assist. A little 1-2 does not come off between Showing me and Dikwa. Derek with the quick restart. RGV chasing the game. They've conceded twice since halftime. First Albert Dikwa, then Kennardo Forbes. 2 of the most experienced on the team, both on the score sheet. Any tactical change for Pittsburgh? Are they now 4 at the back?
It's interesting with those subs. I can't really see if they've gone to 4 in the back, but it looks like they've changed a little bit about their formation. You know, Bob Lilly, he likes the lead. He wants to hold the lead, and he wants that shutout. It looks more like a 4-5-1 with Dikwa up top, looking like he's just going to play, let RGV have the ball, let him get around and just clog up the middle and not let him get in between.
Free kick is given. Sergei Demanchuk making sure there's no extracurriculars after that challenge. And Jose Torres will restart. And I would say just a frustrating night for RGV on set pieces. They've had quite a few. A lot of moments in the training ground, this and that. They had an appeal for a handball on the line, but I feel like as we see this one delivered and a similar result, you see the frustration for Jose Torres. That tells the story for the set pieces tonight for the Toros.
Yeah, it's just they're not connecting well. The runners aren't getting to their spots, it looks like. It's just not on the same page. If they want to get back in this game, they need to get on the same page, get that goal, and try to get their spirits up and get that energy back to them. They look a little down right now. And it's not going to be easy breaking down a Lilly 4-5-1, believe me from experience.
Wilmer Cabrera is going to the bench. Ricketts, an outside back, is going to depart.
Rio Grande Valley substitution, number 16, Robert Coronado.
Robert Coronado will come on. He started in the win against Detroit City. It's his 5th appearance of the season. It's the wing back last week. He replaces Ricketts here. Derek restarts. Keel.
And you can definitely see Pittsburgh sitting now in that 4-back. Definitely getting 4 defenders back instead of playing that 3-5-2 that they were playing in the first half and until they scored the second goal.
Coronado, USL League One assist champion 2 years ago, 10 assists for Chattanooga Red Wolves.
And just a reminder that after the game, players will be signing autographs in the field. Stick around to meet the team. Presented by King Orthodontics, Pittsburgh's most confident smiles at locations in Rexburg and Bridgeville.
Well, how back way?
Orthodontics.com.
Coronado back to Derek.
RGV is going to be a little bit more creative to find those pockets in between the 4-5-1 midfield. They're not going to be able to play over the top now with 4 back, 5 in the midfield. They're going to have to find those pockets in between the midfield's turn and then play it in.
Pittsburgh Rivera will restart.
Pittsburgh just looking to kill the game. Experience on that field. Take every set piece now. Everybody up the field. They're going to kill this last 18 to 20 minutes, definitely.
Jamali Wade, the Jamaican, went to UConn. Excellent here, edge of the box from Pittsburgh. Switch from Forbes, perfect ball for Dos Santos. And it's headed in! It's Dikwa again! A brace for Albert Dikwa. And it's 3 for Pittsburgh. But the flag is up. That will negate the goal for Dikwa. I couldn't tell if his smirk was in celebration or in disappointment of the decision.
I think he's called a push in the back there on Dikwa. I'm not really sure. We're going to have to see a replay there, but unbelievable header, great build-up, and you can see Pittsburgh is flying right now with confidence. Unlucky to get the third there, and lucky for RGV, it's not 3-0.
It's interesting, there was not much from the wide areas in the first half. You think about the first half, there's a lot of transitional moments, but all 3 of the near goals, the first 2 goals and the third, comes from the wide spaces. Push in the back, not from Dikwa, but that was his teammate who got involved in it. It was showing me, and I think a good call.
Yeah, it looks like he created the space for Dikwa, but hey, I love the partnership up top. If your forward's going to be able to do that for you to score goals, I need a forward like that on my team.
Attila showing me.
But you can see the confidence between the forward players now in Pittsburgh. Just getting that 1 goal, 2 goals. Now they're gelling together. They're feeling the confidence, and it's looking really dangerous now for Pittsburgh.
Davila. 2 forward front. Intended for Robert Coronado.
And like I said, Davila getting in those spots in between the midfield and defenders, getting on the ball, turning. Unfortunate with the pass, but if RGV wants to get back in that game, that's how they're going to get back in there.
Dos Santos from Oakville, Ontario, went to Marshall University. Races for Davila. Ruiz bounces out of it with possession. Cabezas long switch.
This is exactly what Pittsburgh wants you going around, not through the 4-5-1, going around it, keeping their back 4, back 5 in a compact.
Duilio Herrera will come on. for his 4th appearance of the season, replacing Cristiano Francois. How would you rate Francois' shift tonight?
Yeah, played with Francois 3 years ago in Reno. He's one of those players that needs the ball in space, needs to find those runs in behind, and I don't think RGV did well enough for him tonight to be able to be as dangerous as he could be. He can be very dangerous at times when there's space, but unfortunately tonight Pittsburgh kept him under wrap, and I didn't really think he had too great of a game, but he didn't really have the opportunity to beat him.
There just never really has been a rhythm tonight for RGV in possession. They've had their moments, they've earned a lot of free kicks, but not a real rhythm of attack. When you think about their center forward, Ricky Ruiz, how many times has he had the ball at his feet with either his back to goal or trying to go at the back four?
Yeah, definitely. And as a forward, you get frustrated with that because you want to receive the ball in dangerous spots, not always trying to hold up a ball against big defenders in Pittsburgh and Bob Lilly's teams that are going to come through you, kick you. As a forward, that's just not gaining confidence. And as you see on the other side, Deco gets the goal, confidence, holding up the ball. Scoring goals helps you in so many different ways on the field.
Deco surely wants a second. He's bouncing around out there now. Settling touch from Showing Me. Showing Me draws a double team. He earns a throw-in.
That's just smart play by Showing Me, just holding up the ball, keeping the ball there. No reason to try to go at two players there. Just get your team a throw-in deep in their end and just keep the ball for your team.
Now Pittsburgh having some fun with the 2-0 lead. All sorts of space in possession. Mark Ibarra here. First time cross is blocked. That was Langston Blackstock with the delivery from the right. Here's Blackstock in possession again.
You can see RGV now throwing numbers at the ball, and all Pittsburgh needs to do is just be calm, find that open man, turn, and you got a counterattack just waiting on the other side. RGV can get one in the next 5 minutes, it'll be an exciting 5-10 minutes left in the game.
Make sure you show up to Family Fiesta night at Highmark Stadium. And the Hounds take on Birmingham on May 13th. Get your tickets online at riverhounds.com/tickets.
That's the frustration for RGV. You win the ball in a good spot, and then you have a little passing triangle and you lose it right back. There just hasn't been that impetus to get it and go to goal.
Yeah, and you can see all the players in the field are getting frustrated with that. And when you start getting frustrated, you're going to start not playing like yourselves, and you just not getting that groove of just playing with each other, playing like you do at training and getting those goals. RGVs just need to calm down, play what they used to do, what the game plan was coming in, and try to stick to that.
Coronado earns a free kick. Total Showing Me over aggressive as he went for it at the end line.
You can see RGV just not running out of ideas of what to do when they have the ball, just frustration all over the field, and you can see it in all the players, just not keeping the ball well.
Clipped in from the right, it's Dequa here again, but that one he could not get it on target. And a little warning there from Sergei Demanchuk, again towards Tola Showing Me. He has certainly brought the energy off the bench tonight, Tola Showing Me.
Yeah, he's doing well. It looks like they're trying to run a little pick and roll there as we're in the NBA playoffs for Dequa to get his second, but refs seeing it, just calling it, but I like the enthusiasm, I like the aggressiveness of him coming off the bench and just changing the game a little bit.
10 minutes plus second half stoppage time for RGV to pull a goal back. Ooh, nifty there from Coronado. A good cover, sliding all the way out to win it from Pat Hogan. Brought off the bench to help the back line.
And you can see in that back four, when you have a back three, one player gets beat, there's not that player to come in and help him. But in the back four, you have that left center back to come over, slide over, and help him out there.
Davila. Out to midfield. Dequa will pressure Derek. Good work from him, he earns a throw-in.
And that's what you love to see as a forward like me who loves to press. It's the 81st minute. Dequa has a goal. They're up 2-0. He doesn't need to chase that ball down, but he does. Earns his team a throw-in, and look, they have the ball deep in the RGV's attack. And that's what you want to see as a forward. When a defender sees that, it just changes. It makes them work harder just for them to get them the ball. It makes them love when they score a goal. And
beautiful passing, but the last pass does not come off Dequa. A little too heavy, intended for Langston Blackstock.
And Dequa's done a lot right in this game, but a little simple pass like that is what brings the whole attack down. If he can maybe take 1 to 2 more touches there, get it under control, play it in behind to his his right winger there, hopefully get a second goal right there if he's just more composed.
Good turn there from Forbes, away from another veteran in Cabezas. Cabezas on a yellow, has to be careful, and Forbes rattles the crossbar. Nearly his second. He left Cabrera in his wake and nearly beats Derek.
And you can see the confidence in the Pittsburgh players. Forbes just turning, making him look like he's on skates, getting through there, and an unbelievable strike. And I honestly think Derek might have saved this one. And what a save it would be.
I think you're right. There's a little tip there from Tyler Derek. Salute that goalkeeper, Tyler Derek. Great save to his left. And before that, it was Cabezas who had to be careful. You're on a yellow, you're tugging at a guy's shoulder who's running away. That's asking for a second yellow.
Yeah, and he's lucky not to get a second yellow there, and he's still arguing with the referee. Oh, that's Cabrera, but he's lucky not to come away with the second yellow there.
Dos Santos won a national championship at Marshall. Great story when they won it all in 2020. This is the save from Derek, we believe. We're back to live action now as Pittsburgh's in possession after the restart. I'm with you. I think there's a touch there from Derek.
Yeah, I think it's a great save. And I mean, he kept his team in the game, as you can say. It's still only 2-0, but what a save by Derek. And hey, you never know what could happen. If they get a goal here, it could save them and maybe get a point, but it's not looking too good with how they're playing in the midfield and frustration leading them into their no attacks.
Extremely athletic goalkeeper, Tyler Derek. He comes off his line here, a little miscommunication. It felt like as he come off, and Wahab Akwe went back, and now Dequa goes down.
Yeah, Dequa's just having a little bit of fun there. I don't think there's much in that, trying to get something, but that's the press you want to see from Dequa. It's in the 84th minute, he's still pressing the goalkeepers. He's still frustrating those defenders all game. So I wouldn't be surprised if you could see another foul on Dequa here later in the game.
Frank Nonars into Cabezas. Goals from Dequa and Canardo Forbes, both after halftime. The difference for Pittsburgh. back, Mike Canardo Forbes. Want to watch the action from on the field here at Highmark Stadium? If so, make sure to call 412-865-GOAL to reserve the Icy Light corner kick suite today. We've seen it all night. It's a good spot to watch the game right near the corner flag. Good view of goal. And Dikwa talking things out with Akwe.
Told you see them later in the game getting a little frisky, but Dikwa's been frustrating them all night, and as a defender, that's not what you want. You don't want your forward in the 86th minute still bearing down on you, still pressing you, just making you frustrated all game.
Any center back that you have respect for over the years, either the way they got under your skin or just the way they competed against you over your years?
Yeah, there's been a lot of them. I don't know any off the top of my head right now, but there's been a lot where while I was playing, I was looking up and I'm like, oh, I still have 20 more minutes with this guy just coming and hammering me. But the best feeling is if you score a goal against him. That's what Dikwa's done, and it's frustrating as a defender to see that.
Spoken like a true center forward, Corey Herzog. In case any center backs are watching, don't want to get their ego inflated too much.
Yeah, there's a couple that I like. I don't want to get their heads any bigger.
Yes, yes, for a potential return for Corey. There's Dikwa back to his feet. His 20th goal, 11th in Pittsburgh history to reach that mark.
Yeah, he's done a lot of running. He deserves this 87 minutes of hard work. Got the goal, unfortunate not to get two, but he's done his job tonight, and Lily should be happy with him. He's going to walk off the opposite side of the field, give high fives to the fans as he walks by. Or is he? Oh, he's coming back on.
Lock Canardo Forbes.
Pittsburgh Riverhounds substitutions, number 20, Trevor Zetzler. In number 4, Dan.
Okay, well, he started last game. He's back on as a substitute tonight. Trevor Zvetslut from Auckland, New Zealand has replaced Albert Dikwa. Zvetslut on, former New England Revolution player, now with Pittsburgh. That was one of the changes for Bob Lilly, was taking him out of the lineup, giving others a chance. Tactical change, going 3 at the back, and I think leading 2-0 at work tonight for Bob Lilly.
Yeah, I think the players have stepped up. Those new players playing in new roles, the new formation. I think it worked well for Pittsburgh with 2 red cards and an injury coming out. You can't complain too much when it's 2-0 at home, and then now you're going on a 3-game road trip against 3 really tough opponents.
Good work from Dos Santos. He wanted the return ball, it was just a bit heavy. Former center back in college in Marshall, now an outside back at the pro level.
And he's had a good game. He's played the left side very well. Can't remember when he's gotten beat or he's just played smart. And as a outside back, I don't know if you want to be remembered in a game. That might be a good thing that you're not remembered in a game if it's not for an assist. As we say that.
Late whistle. This might have been a very delayed advantage call as he let them play on. And RGV will do a triple change here. Late on, Ian Cerro will replace Jose Torres. Angel Luna will replace Gabriel Benitez, who makes his USL Championship debut tonight. You see Dikwa making a point of walking over to shake Bob Lilly's hand.
Rio Grande Valley substitutions, number 22, Jose Luna. Number 13, Wilmer Cabrera. 17, Ian Cerro. And for number 7, Jose Torres. And also in the game, number 20, Thomas Brittendale.
And the third change, Tomas Ritondale on for Wilmer Cabrera Jr. 3 minutes will be added on here at the end of this second half.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes stoppage time at the end of the game, a minimum of 3 minutes stoppage time.
Goal kick here to RGV. Now Paco Craig leads Miami FC into Kentucky to face Josh Whitner and the reigning Eastern Conference winners, Louisville City FC. Don't miss the start of the new season on the USL on ESPN, Saturday, May 13th, 7 Eastern on ESPN2.
It's pretty amazing. Forbes is still out there in the 92nd minute, still running around. Thought he was going to be out in the 36th minute. As the captain leader says, no chance I'm coming out, comes in, scores the second goal that puts RGV away, and he's still working out there in the 92nd minute.
Good point there, Corey. It was Cristiano Francois who really just smashed him in the back, going for a bouncing ball. We thought Forbes was done around the 36th minute. He went off for a moment, returned, and has never left, and he has added his name to the score sheet.
Maybe the trainer was asking for a new trainer instead of a new player for Forbes. It'll be an interesting conversation between him and Lilly.
There's a delivery from the left, and there was another set piece that just doesn't come off for RGV. A frustrating night for this team. You go on the road against a good team, you need your set pieces to work to have success.
Yeah, definitely on the road, set pieces are even more important. Just being able to calm the game down, do your set pieces that you worked on all night or all week, because I remember when I was playing, when you go away from home, set pieces are those little things that can get you a cheap goal on the road, get you that 3 points, and unfortunately tonight just looks like RGV just all not on the same page.
Long run from Dos Santos, and nearly took it all the way to goal, but well defended in the end by RGV. Closing seconds here, Corey, your thoughts on what looks like a 2-0 win for Pittsburgh?
I think Pittsburgh's played a great game. They came in, new formation, new players on the field, and I think a huge part of that is Forbes just being the leader on the field, not coming off, carrying his team to that, scoring the second goal, and getting them 3 points.
Full time on the 10th anniversary of the opening of Highmark Stadium, and a happy anniversary for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They get goals from two of the elder statesmen, Albert Dikwa, his 20th in his Pittsburgh career, and the longest serving player, Kenardo Forbes, made it 2-0. A fully deserved 2-0 win, Corey. Hurts up.
Yeah, definitely, and it's going to be a good confidence builder going into 3 tough road games for Pittsburgh, and unfortunately for RGV, they do get to go home and play Memphis at home, but you're not feeling too great about this game for RGV.
The man of the match is presented by Heineken. Our man of the match tonight, Corey, is Albert Dikwa.
Yeah, not only did he score the first goal of the game, he's worked hard, he's held up the ball, and right here is a forward goal. Just throw your body at the ball, and look, 1-0, led Pittsburgh to 3 points.
Off the chest of Dikwa, and then Kenardo Forbes would double the lead a bit later. All smiles. First home win of the season for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Final score from Highmark Stadium, Pittsburgh 2, RGV 0. We wrap it up after the break.
At AHN, we see you juggling 100 things at once. And slowing down, taking in every moment together. We see you finding time for what's important. And realizing when it's time, you don't have to go far.
I got you.
At AHN, we see you.
Happy night for Albert Dequa and his Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who beat RGVFC 2-0, getting some payback after RGV won the only meeting last season in South Texas. Matt Peterson with Corey Herzog. We look at these full-time highlights. Pittsburgh and RGV. Pittsburgh looking to put last week's defeat at Colorado Springs behind them, and early on it was a chance for Dequa.
Yeah, if he can just slip that between the defender's legs, maybe go far post there, he can get his early goal, but still a good chance, a great save.
This was close. Tony Lopez off the bar a minute before halftime.
Yeah, great free kick. Unlucky it didn't go in, but you can just see Pittsburgh building into the game and finally finishing their chances.
And then 4 minutes after halftime, this was it. Good work from Luke Biasi, making something out of nothing at the end line.
And as a forward, you're just making that run in the near post, and what a finish by Dequa, just not knowing much about it, but off the chest and in. That's what led Pittsburgh to their first goal and the 3 points at home.
And Bob Lilly's asked for numbers in the box. Look how many black and yellow shirts. I think there's 6 in the area when the goal goes in.
Yeah, and that's just confidence coming from your team, just getting in the box and scoring the goal.
And then 63rd minute, a long build-up and a nifty header, really a snap header there from Canardo for it was the longest serving Pittsburgh Riverhound.
Yeah, it's a great run. Gets in front of the defender at the last second. Little flick. Goalie can't do much about that. Great finish.
Third potential goal would have been the second of the night for Albert Dequa, was called back for a push in the back. Full-time stats and really no shots on target for the visiting Toros.
Yeah, and you're not going to score many goals with 0 shots on target. So that's one thing they need to focus on at home against Memphis next week, is just getting those opportunities and getting them on goal.
A big 3 points for Pittsburgh before they go on the road for a crucial road trip next week at El Paso for the first of 3 USL Championship games on the road. Next at home against Maryland Bobcats FC. We had a great time tonight. We hope you did as well. For former Pittsburgh Riverhound Corey Herzog, I'm Matt Peterson saying so long. Full time, Pittsburgh 2, RGV nothing.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.